Kevin and Tim, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. It is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? If you like 72 degrees and a beautiful night and a Subway Series, you have found the right place. They have packed this place to the tune of 45,000 plus for every home game. Juan Soto's in the building, wearing a Met uniform, and Ben Rice is wearing the Yankee uniform, wearing number 22. Friday, Soto was greeted, wouldn't say welcome. They turned their backs on him when he ran out to right field, and the game ended when he popped out. Yankees got a victory. So Soto ended one game. And then on Saturday, a good pitcher's duel and a very exciting game down to the wire. You had Edwin Diaz throwing 99 by 99. So Soto ends one game, Judge the last man standing in another. And it is now a winner take all. And that happened just seconds ago. Aaron Judge and Juan Soto coming together in the outfield, exchanging pleasantries, a little love, a handshake, a hug, and a go get 'em from both of the Major League Baseball's biggest names, Soto and Judge. Two great names here. David Cohn, of course, knows all about the Subway Series. Eduardo Perez and Buster Olney will join us in just a little bit. You've experienced this the last couple of nights. You experienced it as a player. Let's talk about Judge, what he's experiencing. Aaron Boone told us he's making incremental changes to get better. How's that possible?
I know, he's relentless, right? He's chasing less, he's striking out less.
Right.
I mean, what more do you want? I think a couple of years ago, Yankee fans realized, hey, we're watching a Hall of Fame career going on right now. Well, now I think they're realizing not only is he a Hall of Famer in his prime, he's one of the best right-handed hitters of all time. He's now in that argument.
And he leads the American League in all three Triple Crown categories, and it's not even close, Cody, and this backs up your point right here.
Well, it really is. I mean, when you look at some of the greatest seasons of all time, hey, we never thought we'd approach these kind of numbers where Aaron Judge is shattering these kind of numbers. So that's why I say he's now in the argument for the very best right-handed hitter of all time.
And when Eduardo, Judge, and Soto are on the same team, it brought up some of the great Yankee tandems of all time. Well, they're separated now. How's that impacted, you think, Juan Soto?
I'll tell you this, Juan Soto is also going to be a Hall of Famer with what he has been able to do at the plate. Everybody knows how special he is with the looks, with his eyes. Look at the walks right there, 125 plus walks and 25 home runs in the seasons. Juan Soto's already at 4. And look, Ted Williams could have had more. He's missed 3 years, 24, 25, and 26 age of being able to have 11 in his career due to military service. Juan Soto is special. Everyone knows it. That's one of the reasons why Alex Cohen and her husband said, we're going after Juan Soto, and they have him as a man.
Alex has welcomed him, and Steve pays him. What a pitcher's duel tonight. Pair of southpaws. Max Fried has been outstanding. His ERA you can't even find. In fact, it's the lowest ever by a Yankee starter in his first 9 games. On the other side, David Peterson, a lefty, tough against lefties. One of the reasons Aaron Boone is once again leading off with Paul Goldschmidt. It's Peterson and it's Fried, and it's all coming up on Sunday Night Baseball. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? It's one of those that you circle on the calendar. It is Sunday night in the Bronx. It is the Subway Series. And the back pages on Monday will be decided in the next 3 hours right here on ESPN. Walking the streets of New York this morning, went to the Strand bookstore, which led to this. You ever think of how many different books are out there? Checkbook, notebook, composition book, autograph book, log book, comic book. Stop right there. Aaron Judge, what he's doing is in fact comical. Like a 400 average, that's usually reserved for the little guys. He, of course, is comically huge for this sport. His OPS is like 100 plus points higher than the next closest guys. Freeman and Ohtani something. Triple Crown winners, usually you think sports books. For Aaron Judge, we're going to end up going to the record book. And when he's all done, very likely the history books. That guy right there is on some kind of historical run to start his career, and he will be a Yankee for a long time. Just take a look at the names on this list. 0-1 Manny and his teammate Cody Bellinger in 2019. Over 415 homers in his team's first 45 games. With more on what Judge is doing, try to put it in perspective, Buster.
Yeah, Carl, Yankees manager Aaron Boone, of course, used to work with it at ESPN, and he knows the value of a good one-liner. But he acknowledged he struggled to come up with new and different ways to describe what Aaron Judge is doing this season. He settled today on Aaron Judge is the big kid on a Little League team. Bigger than everybody else, stronger than everybody else, having this incredible season again. Batting .402 with a .488 on-base percentage.
Yeah,
Carl?
it is crazy as he now takes his position in right field. A little different reception from the bleacher creatures when Aaron Judge takes right field than what Juan Soto received when he ran out there for the first time on Friday night. The entire lower bowl basically did an about face, and all he saw were the backs of the bleacher creatures. They welcome 99. And tonight, 99 will get a good view of what Max Fried is doing on the mound, and all he's done so far is put up an historical start for a Yankee starter in his first 9 games with an ERA of 1.11. I mean, you've been a Yankee starter. There have been some great ones. What he's doing is amazing.
He is a true craftsman. He sort of an old school, new school guy, right? He likes the metrics.
Yep.
He's very approachable, very pliable, but also pitches to contact and sort of wants to get deeper into the games like an old school guy.
Yankees starting pitching has given them a .289 ERA in their last 30 games started. It's been a little contagious even without Garrett Cole. You look at that Met lineup, and certainly you focus on the top 3 in the order.
Yeah, you have to focus on Francisco Lindor. He's been the catalyst at the top of the order since, you could say, 365 days ago today, as he is leading off. And then Pete Alonso, great starts, cooled off a little bit, but do not fall asleep on the polar bear.
And there you see him with Lindor, Alonso getting warm. Talk about Fried. The beauty of Fried is his ability to take in information. Eduardo just mentioned it. Since he started hitting leadoff, that's a pretty good company to keep when the leader is Ohtani and you're second on the list in home runs and RBIs. Another beautiful night for baseball here in the Bronx. Another massive crowd as people continue to file in. Soto in the on-deck circle as Lindor is set to step in, hitting .290 with 9 homers and 28 RBIs, and terrific numbers in his career against the Yankees. Fried goes inside and gets the call on a 94-mile-an-hour pitch. Our home plate umpire tonight is Adam Hamari. Oswald Peraza is at third base. Anthony Volpe at short. DJ LeMahieu's at second. Goldschmidt is at first. Nope. Lindor holds up. In the outfield, Cody Bellinger in left. Trent Grisham, who has been a revelation offensively. And, of course, Judge in right. Three straight pitches inside to Lindor.
You're going to see that a lot, especially the first time around with Max Fried. They were my hitters. That's what I tell them. Look hard in, but you have to be able to give them one side of the plate. If you do that, you're willing then to give him the outer part. He's going to establish in to then get the secondary effective.
Some early pain for Lindor after he fouled that one off.
His four-seamer's almost got some cut action to it as well.
1-2. There's an off-speed pitch, and it's good to see. He hadn't had the curveball, at least according to Boone. He thought he didn't have his curveball in his last start. He kind of slogged through it, and it was an awfully impressive start as well. Take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Primarily that four-seam fastball, but whatever works, he'll keep going to.
It's still 60% fastballs when you factor in the two-seamer and the sinker.
And 98 miles an hour when he needs it.
He does, and that's the thing about Max Fried. He doesn't always go for swing and misses. He tries to pitch to contact, but when he needs to hump up, he can.
Pretty good battle by the leadoff hitter, as this will be pitch number 6. Reaches out. Grisham is cruising in. Will camp under it, and he's there as Soto gets set to come to the plate. That's strike one. Ought to be in the middle of a New York baseball rivalry.
Well, these two will always be connected too, because when Juan Soto signed with the Mets, the Yankees immediately signed Max Fried.
Infield shifts against Soto, who checks that swing. They'll appeal, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of fans have noticed there's been a lack of a Soto shuffle so far this year. He insists it's coming when the time is right.
When will the time be right?
It's a great question, and only he probably knows the answer to it. Hit .252 with 8 homers, 20 runs batted in. He has stolen 5 bases. And now a 2-1 from Fried. Amped up a little bit. That velocity's been hovering right around 98, 97.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was a sinker down and in. Just ate up Juan Soto right there. And it's kind of been the big change with Fried this year, is that two-seam sinker he throws in the lefties.
It's got 4 inches more drop this year than it had, and he has used it a career high at 18%. 2-2. The boos continue to cascade down on Soto. Boy, that was close. K-Zone had it just off, and it's full 3-2.
That's a great pitch right there by Max Fried. Did not get the call because it's Juan Soto at the plate also. You get the benefit of the doubt.
Handful of walks in his game on Friday. Here's the 3-2. And Soto pops one up towards Judge and the second baseman LeMahieu. He will yield to 99. Soto retired by Fried.
Last year was the year that Juan Soto pulled the ball more than any year in the air. He knows what this ballpark can do to you. Just a pitch that he was not able to get up to, up in the zone and a little bit in. Great pitch by Fried.
Soto knew when the series started it's going to be 50,000 against 1, and it continues to be that way. Now, Pete Alonso.
Inside.
Yeah, Carl, you're hearing how loud the crowd is. Yesterday, Clark Schmidt, starter for the Yankees, he said he had to turn up the pitch comm device on the mound because he couldn't hear the signals. That's how loud it was in the ballpark.
Terrific start to the season for Alonso. A 2-year, $54 million contract. And that's on the inside corner at 95. He has the ability to opt out after this season. Talk with his manager, though, and he says this is just a more comfortable guy in his own skin. He hasn't seen him so calm.
Now, these are two polar opposite starting pitchers today. Fried will establish in on the righties, while Peterson, and we'll see him in the bottom half, he's going to establish away on the right-handed hitters.
Yep.
Alonso steps out. 9 career home runs against the New York Yankees in 28 games, the most by a Met player against the Yankees. And big-time success. I don't know if you saw that graphic, but he's got 8 homers with 2 strikes this season. This one is headed towards the seats, and it'll be a souvenir for one of the lucky fans that is on hand tonight. But how about New York the last couple of days, sports-wise, David Cohen? It's been electric through the streets.
Yes, 7th Avenue was absolutely wild after the Knicks win the other night. And certainly what's going on here. Beautiful time to be a sports fan in New York.
2-2 as Fried tries to go 1-2-3 here on the top of the first. It's high. Cody, when he misses, he almost looks angry with himself. Fried, frustrated.
Yeah, he kind of overthrew that one. He's pumped up. You know, we've seen him up to 98 miles an hour in the top end. His first taste of the Subway Series. He's feeling it. He feels the vibe.
Great job by the Mets so far. 6 pitches seen by Lindor, 6 by Juan Soto. Right now, we're about to see the 8th pitch to Alonso.
He sends this one sky high to left. He drops the bat and he watches it go into the glove of Cody Bellinger. He just missed it. And he seems to be a bit in shock that it didn't carry out. Instead, it's Max Fried who gives up a 110-mile-an-hour shot off the bat. But the polar bear sees the ball melt in the Bronx sky. Back now live, Juan Soto starts to run out towards right field. He will say hello to his second base umpire and be roundly booed once he gets there. And you can watch the fans at the back start to stand up and demonstrate their disdain for number 22 as we take a look at the lineup that David Peterson's going to face tonight. He talked about the New York Mets 1-2-3. Boy, does the 1-2-3 for the Yankees look really good. And that doesn't include Ben Rice tonight, but Goldschmidt and Grisham have been outstanding.
They've been phenomenal this year. They've been getting on base. They've been able to slug as well.
Peterson's first pitch lands for a strike at 90 miles an hour. About a .341 batting average for Goldschmidt. 0-2. All right, Coney, what can you tell us about this guy here for the Mets?
You know, he's got great ground ball rates because he's so tall and he reaches out and has such great extension and really has a good slider. That's been his best pitch this year.
56% ground ball rate. So Vientos is at third tonight. Lindor is at short. Luis Angel Acuna plays second base, and of course Alonso at first. Alvarez behind the plate. And there is one of those ground balls charged by Vientos. Gets a good hop and then he dropped it. He got a great hop, and in the transfer it fell out of his hand, and Goldschmidt will be on at first.
And I'll say this has been the Achilles heel for the New York Mets. It's been their infield turning ground balls into outs. It's no secret, if you're a Mets fan, that you know this. And we've seen a lot of Beatty playing third, but today Carlos Mendoza decided to go with the right-handed hitting Mark Vientos at third, sacrificing a little defense, and it showed early.
Here's Grisham. Lindor moves up towards the middle. And there is a strike. The development of Peterson really started last year, and what Mendoza will tell you is a play like that may have early in his career bothered him. He's shown the ability to deal with that and get the ground ball for a double play.
Inside.
1-1.
When people talk about the Yankees this year and Juan Soto on the Mets, this guy's been the difference. If you're wondering about the Yankees offense, Trent Grisham with those 12 home runs has been a revelation.
Plenty of room between the center fielder McNeil and Soto in right. Peterson misses high to fall behind 2-1. Aaron Boone said that Grisham showed up to spring training, had a hamstring, so he was about 7 to 10 days behind. But when the team saw him, they realized like he's moving differently and in a good way. Very athletic. This one he gets underneath and pops it up. Nimmo will give way to McNeil in center field, and the fly ball out for Grisham. And here comes Aaron Judge. Goldschmidt reaches on an error. Peterson ready to deal the first one to Judge. And he gets it on the outside corner for strike one. With the exception of the homers, he leads Major League Baseball in all of those categories. Baseball, not just the AL.
Nope.
Does not get it at the bottom of the zone. If there's a scouting report on our home plate umpire, he will extend for a pitcher up, not necessarily down.
mean, that's been the hardest call for umpires to make on Aaron Judge, because you don't train for a guy this big at the plate. It's the anomaly, right? That would have been a strike called on, you could say, 95% of the average size player except Aaron Judge.
0 for 5 yesterday, although Mendoza thought that they gave him way too many pitches to hit. Check swing almost to get out of the way and nearly bowled over Alvarez. So we go 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's where that fastball will play up a little more with Peterson. You can see he kind of eats up Judge there, up and in.
They've been attacking him there during the series, though, right? Opening up the outside part.
Yeah, Peterson's extension kind of makes that velocity perceived to be higher.
2-2. That's high, 3-2. Think about it. He leads baseball in average into the day by 27 points. He's 47 points clear of anybody when it comes to on base. And then he is 126 points OPS clear. He's blowing away the best, and he's killing the average. He drives one to right. Soto going over. He's not going to be able to get there. And one hops into the stands. And a ground rule double for Aaron Judge. Second and third. And how quickly an 0 for 5 on Saturday is forgotten about.
Getting on base immediately. Aaron Judge is so good at being able to hit the ball the other way. He tries to backdoor the slider. That's a pitch so far this year that he's been able to get a lot of guys with 2 strikes. 8 strikeouts so far in the season with the backdoor slider. Aaron Judge ready for it. Spins it out to right.
Great play coverage to go cover that pitch.
Chance for Bellinger. Cody has hit safely in 12 straight. He's got Goldschmidt at third, Judge at first. And Peterson in some trouble here. The error by Vientos started this whole thing off, and as a result, Goldschmidt reached, and now he's moved to third on Judge's double.
He is on top of that plate. Toe right on the line, back toe.
On the ground, off the glove of Alonso. That's going to bring in Goldschmidt. Judge will come in. He'll score easily. Bellinger to second. And the Mets, their defense in the top of the first has hurt them. That'll be a double credited to Bellinger. 2-0 Yankees.
And an executive decision to bring in Pete Alonso and play him even with the bag instead of playing back, conceding the run. You see where he's at. Takes a dive, hits it right off the end of the glove. He's playing back. You're looking at maybe a run, runner at third with 2 outs.
Anthony Volpe in a 2-0 game. Bats for the first time tonight. Nope. And Peterson misses. Well, Cody, we talked about the difference in Peterson and his ability to absorb a play like Vientos. But a double by Judge and just goes off of Alonso's glove, and now he's in a hole.
He's made good pitches, too.
Yeah. Volpe rolls one to Lindor, who comes up with it, and Volpe will be retired.
That's what Peterson does when he's right. He keeps you on the ground. Aaron Judge's was kind of a flare to right.
Yep.
Bellinger's was kind of a jam shot right down the line. And, of course, the Vientos play. So a little bit unlucky for Peterson so far, and he's staring at a 2-run deficit.
100%. That ball off of Judge's bat was just 94 miles an hour. Chance for a Dominguez.
And we talk so much about, do you want run production or prevention? And that's one of the big things that Carlos Mendoza had to debate with. Do I go with defense in the infield, especially with Peterson, who is such a ground ball pitcher? Or do I go with heavier offense?
3 hits yesterday for Dominguez. Big swing there and a good changeup at 84. He reached 3 times yesterday. He's got 3 homers in his last 11 games. Early support for Max Fried is huge. As you see Dominguez's numbers against lefty versus righty. That one gets away, and down to third base goes Bellinger.
Just kind of hangs onto a slider, buries it down and in, and those are the ones that are hard to block. It's in the other batter's box. It's got kind of slider spin that's going to ricochet off of any block attempt.
'23rd pitch of the inning, jam shot, and another baseball into the seats. Talked about Grisham. The young players, Volpe, Dominguez, Rice, have all elevated their game to start this season. Another key to this Yankees 26-19 start. They've all gotten better.
Yep, that's it.
You got him there swinging. No, it's not a strikeout. Looks like that one may have hit the ground. Hang on here as Dominguez will get a chance to go again. Hamari took the ball out of Alvarez's glove and said, let's go, play ball.
Nice try.
Let's go, Alvarez. Does he not enjoy the game or what? Trying to sell it.
Great look. Great look. Hit hard, and that one is fielded on the hop. And Alonso backpedals over the bag. Goldschmidt reaches on an error. Aaron Judge then delivers after an 0 for Saturday. Little end of the bat double for the big fella, 99, and then Cody off the Polar Bears glove. It's 2-0 Yankees. Well, the New York Knicks, the New York Liberty, and Breanna Stewart, the Liberty forward, the former University of Connecticut superstar, all glorified with their championship ring throughout the first pitch. Knocked that down, then celebrated with their teammates. This, of course, the WNBA season is now underway, and all of that can be seen on the ESPN networks. So Stewie is in the crowd tonight.
Championship rings just get better and bigger every year on
Shinier.
every sport.
No doubt.
I got one from '98 that looks like a little class ring. You know, you got the senior in high school.
Get out of the bubblegum machine.
Yes.
Well, Max Fried has now a 2-0 lead, and 2 earned or fewer has been the resume for Max Fried in all his starts this year. Vientos swings at the first one. The athletic Fried goes, steps, fires a little high. It's a good job by Goldschmidt to just knock it down. Otherwise, that was going to be an error and to second base.
See how disappointed Max Fried is? Gold Glover, you see it right there on his glove as well. Goes after Coney. How tough is this play for a pitcher?
Well, it's just the transfer. He got there. He's a fantastic athlete. 3-time Gold Glover. It was just he couldn't get the transfer out. You saw the bobble right there.
No error charged to Fried. Base hit for Vientos, who does have an error in the game. So now he's at first for Brandon Nimmo.
It's amazing how good Fried is defensively, the way he falls off the mound. You usually see really good fielders be in fielding position once they deliver, but Fried is unreal.
Yeah, you can ask Brandon Nimmo a question using that hashtag AskSNB. And that one is down. Yep, Juan Soto was going to wear the mic, but about 45 minutes before the game apparently changed his mind. So Nimmo steps in, and he will wear the microphone tonight. Not great numbers against Max Fried, but there's not a lot of guys who have great numbers against Fried. Bottom of the zone.
Vientos with what you call a one-way lead. you have a move like Max Fried has. You don't even want to get off the bag and give him even a reason to throw over there.
I've seen guys get picked off closer than that off Fried.
He's behind 3 balls and a strike.
Maybe not in this stadium, but in the old one, it was Andy Pettit, who guys used to stand right on top of the bag pretty much with their lead. So good.
Vientos doesn't have a steal on the season, and a good hitter's count. And he lost him. Fried with a rare walk, so now 2 aboard for the Mets to lead off the second. Here is a guy the Mets know they have got to get going if they're going to go very far, and that's Starling Marte.
You see a lot of pitchers nowadays that will wear the PitchCom device, as Max Fried does. He actually has the actual device on his belt, so obviously he can drive the bus if he wants. He can call his own pitches, or he can defer to Austin Wells in this case, and whether he wants to lead or drive the bus, so to speak, in terms of pitch calling. See Max Fried back there. He already called his pitch right now. That's the beauty of the PitchCom. You already know what you're going to throw.
Would you have loved to have one?
I would have, absolutely. But with that being said, there's times throughout the course of the game where I would let the catcher lead. What do you think? You know, sometimes you want to make the call. Other times you want a suggestion.
Mets try to answer. Marte, a 192 average to start this season. Swings at the first one and fouls it off. Feels like they should have another button on PitchCom that just comes from you that says, you call this one.
Yeah, what do you think?
I have no clue.
Right. I'm out. Got nothing for you. Vientos at second, Nimmo at first in the 0-1. And Marte, check swing, half swing, foul ball. He's in a hole 0-2. We often say caught in between. Has that been part of the struggles for Marte early season, Eddie?
Yeah, you could say that. And look, it's Marte not having played now every day. Been an everyday player, went through some injuries. Now just against lefties, it's a new thing for him. You do get caught in between with timing.
0-2. And fastball up.
You can see by Fried's reaction, I used to read it as a hitter, pitches when they miss up, if they like where that pitch was, then it's a purpose pitch to then set it up for something else, maybe soft away or down in the dirt. Comes right back hard in.
No,
Look at you playing 3D chess, Eduardo. Wow.
The defense up the middle's got LeMahieu at second base, who of course is just coming back off of an injury. Got to go back to his LSU days when he was moved from short to second base and played there. 1-2.
He is coming in aggressive since the first pitch of the game. Buster, it's blowing hard down there, isn't it?
It is. Look, you can see Pete Alonso surprised when his long fly ball didn't go out. Aaron Boone told me before the game that there's a particular flag he likes to look at for the true direction of the wind. And that flag, guys, is above right field. There's an American flag. It's blowing out pretty much straight away right field. Boone said you can follow that flag and know which direction the ball is going. Apparently the wind knocked down Alonso's long fly ball.
Yeah, it certainly just showed right there it was blowing. We got paper on the infield blowing around. Big pitch, 2-2. He gets called out on strikes. Fried, 81 mile an hour on the outside corner to pick up strikeout 1.
It's a sweeper. Tries to sweep it in through the back door, and looks like maybe the benefit of the call is it just misses down and away. Austin Wells does a good job of framing it, brings it back up. The umpire bites.
Unfair. Throws it hard in, cutting it hard in. Change your eyesight, then you get that call. Ooh.
Fried, we'll see if he busts Alvarez in, looking for a ground ball. No, he went away with some two-seamer. A swing and a miss from Francisco Alvarez, who's just got 1 homer so far this season.
The value of 2 different kinds of fastballs. We're seeing it hard in, nasty sinkers down and away. That is his bread and butter. 60% of the time he's throwing either one of those types of fastballs.
Another foul ball. There've been a handful of those soft contacts so far. The hard contact came off the bat of Pete Alonso as we take a look at this through the T-Mobile multi-view. Keon Alonso, he flipped the bat, thought he got one, and wait a minute, that's on the track. What? Yes, he did. Back-to-back punch-outs from Fried as he gets Alvarez.
Everything Max Fried does is with a purpose, and these are the tough lefties that even if you know a fastball's coming because he can throw the two-seamer early, then come with that pitch up to try to speed you up and you can't hold back, it's just frustrating as a hitter.
When he needs to go for strikeouts, he can. You know, the story and the narrative around Fried was he pitches to contact early in the game, but he still has that ability to do it back-to-back as we just saw.
And the eighth hitter is Jeff McNeil. Swings at the first one over the head of Volpe into center field. They will wave the runner. Here comes Vientos, way offline. He's in. RBI for Jeff McNeil to put the Mets on the board.
How about the lefties in this inning? Nimmo with the walk. McNeil first pitch, base hit on a four-seamer right down the middle trying to get ahead.
Curious knowing that McNeil's a notorious first pitch fastball hitter.
Good secondary, you know there's 2 outs. You're scoring no matter what.
Grisham's throw way up the line, no chance. And Luis Angel Acuna bats now. Off speed, ball 1. Acuna 0 for his last 7. Slow roll to second. LeMahieu flips underhand to Volpe, who grabs the bag with his back foot, and that will end the inning. But the Mets do get 1. We'll talk with Brandon Nimmo as we continue on Sunday Night Baseball. Back here on Sunday Night Baseball with Eduardo Perez, David Cohn, Buster Olney. I'm Carl Ravitch. Brandon Nimmo joining us now from left field, and you can ask him a question using that hashtag AskSNB. 2-1 game, LeMahieu, Wells, Peraza. First pitch in there for a strike. I just saw you, so you threw the ball to a fan. Do you pick out a Met fan to throw the ball to?
I throw it in the general direction, but usually a Yankee fan will like elbow him out of the way and come in. And so I just try and see somebody who wants the ball and wants to enjoy the game and wants a little souvenir on the way out. So whoever that is, honestly, I don't care if they're Mets or Yankees fans.
Right.
We got a bunch of baseball fans here. And I like that because this atmosphere is awesome tonight. I mean, this is what you play for, man. It feels like playoff game.
It's pretty cool, isn't it, to look around and just see the stands 3 games in a row, all full. All New York sports fans. Alonso was telling us when they put the Knicks score up, the place went bananas the other night.
Yeah, absolutely wild. And I love that because it didn't really matter. They were just like, all right, New York's moving on, you know? Yep. And I do love that about New York. They just want good teams. Oh, look at this play. Oh, man. Hey, that was a good effort. Boy, Francisco. Man, he almost did a Jeter right in Jeter's old spot. But yeah, that's what I love, man, is New York they want good teams and good baseball, and they're getting that tonight for sure.
They've got it the last couple of nights. Last night's game was phenomenal, and here we got a good one going with that big run to make it 2-1. Now leadoff man aboard, Austin Wells.
Yep. Yeah, no, that was a huge run. To be able to answer there, it's really big. When you're on the other side of the ball, you talk about a shutdown inning after you score some runs, and we were able to answer back right there, and it's really big in the momentum of the game to be able to answer back and be able to cut that lead in half right there.
Left on left. Swing and a miss. Your pitching staff's been outstanding. You've had a pretty good view of it. What do you think has led to sort of the uptick in performance by all the guys?
You cut out on the first part of it.
I said your pitching staff has been
oh my
phenomenal.
goodness, yeah. Our pitching staff, honestly, you know, I think all the information that they've been getting, and they're all really receptive to it. We have a bunch of really, really smart guys on the mound. These are guys that they don't just get up there and throw the ball. They have a plan and they have a reason for doing it. They know they have great stuff, but they know that these are great hitters as well. And there we go. And that they have to, you know, they have to execute plans while they're up there as well. So our front office and our analytics group has been really big about getting the guys the information and allowing them to go up there with, you know, a plan that's going to be to their strengths.
All right, here's Oswald Peraza.
So I think that's been a big part of it. And then, you know, sometimes just a change of scenery can help guys a lot. I mean, Griffin came over from the Angels and he's taken to our team, you know, really well. It's been a really easy transition.
Yeah,
and
Holmes.
Yeah, Holmes. Yeah, he's been doing great in the starting role. I mean, oh, here we go.
All right, Chopper could be two.
Come
Lindor.
on. He's fast.
No, he is fast as
man.
well.
All right.
Peraza beats it out, so there'll be 2 out, which means we get to keep this conversation going.
Yep.
I'm glad we get to keep it going because I have to ask you, man, how much time are you spending on that facial hair, brother?
On that what?
On your facial hair,
oh, man. You know what? I got it trimmed up a little bit today, so I feel good about that. And but man, I've been growing it since playoffs last year, and so I've been it's been good to me. I kind of like the look. You know, almost. You know, sometimes they say variety is the spice of life. So sometimes you just gotta mix it up a little bit. I had my daughter in November, and now I was like, you know what, I gotta look like a dad a little bit, so get the baby face out for a little bit.
How old is she now?
She is just over 6 months. Come on, baby, make that play. She's just over 6 months, and she is awesome. I'm loving every day of watching her grow up.
All right, here's a quick fan question on your runoff. Who's the funniest teammate you ever played with in baseball?
That I ever played with?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I would probably say Jesse Winker.
There you go.
That guy is a character, and I love him.
All right, remember, when you shave, your daughter will not recognize you. She only knows beard guys.
You're right. So I'm gonna have to warn her before I do that. Might have to be a while.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks again to Brandon Nimmo, outstanding. And next week, we'll see who'll wear the microphone. Sunday Night Baseball, the series finale. LA comes east. Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, the Dodgers. They'll be at Citi Field to get Alonso, Soto, Lindor, and the Mets. 7 Eastern time, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio. And of course, our coverage will begin as it always does. 6 Eastern with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Back to the top of the order in a 2-1 game. Lindor flew out to center his first time up. This one he gets underneath and it's headed towards the seats, and the wind may have played tricks with that one as well. We have now, thanks to Sarah Langs, discovered that the Alonso flyout was blown in 10 feet and pushed 8 feet right by the wind, preventing a home run. That comes from StatCast. It came in 10 feet with that wind. So he's probably feeling pretty good. Like, in his mind, he can say, I'm 1 for 1 with a homer, even though it was caught out there.
Cubs fans are saying, oh, that ain't nothing. Try Wrigley Field.
All right, Cody, we've seen a whole bunch of foul balls from the Mets off of free. So what does that mean? What is the pitcher's message you're receiving?
Well, the feedback you're getting is that that's what you want. You want foul balls. You're trying to put the ball in play early. He knows his pitch count's a little bit elevated here at 42 pitches. So early in the counts, he's trying to get some quick outs to get that pitch count down.
Another one, 14, now 15 foul balls by the Mets.
Now the second part is okay, what's the adjustment off of that? The sequencing of pitches. Do we need to make an adjustment on sequencing? Am I executing the pitches properly? Is it getting to the locations I'm trying to get them to? You know, we've talked about it a lot for pitchers. It's north and south and east and west, and then front to back.
Yep.
So the front to back part comes into question now. Maybe some changeups, maybe the curveball. His slower pitches on his repertoire might be in order now.
Stuff Plus says Fried's mix is the best it's ever been. And Lindor, this one to Judge in right. He lays out and makes the play.
That's the one thing about Aaron Judge that sometimes goes under the radar, how good he is on defense. For a big guy, gets it going right away, stays low, ready and anticipating the dive. You see where his head is, where the glove is at all times, staying connected to make the play. Carl, mouth open.
You know who is up thanks to the booze? It's Juan Soto. And Fried's first one is down. When you look at Judge out there in right field, you know, Aaron Boone said too, he's learned what it takes to make sure he's in the best physical condition possible. Boy, fooled badly there. Sweeper curveball in there, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
That had almost 22 inches of horizontal break. And that's kind of been another characteristic that has changed for Max Fried. This particular pitch, rather than sliders, that's more of a sweeper. And boy, did that sweep.
And it creates that right there. Oh, he's pitching right now. Before the game early, it was Juan Soto and actually Wells having a conversation on the field for quite some time. Still continues. See, that pitch right there is where he used to do the Soto shuffle.
Yeah.
Frustrates sometimes pitchers, evening up the count.
$765 million contract, 15 years. Way outside, plus some family service clause perks that get charter flights to road games. Variety of other things. I mean, you mentioned it too. The Cohens embraced Soto and his family.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Cohen are very warm, around a lot, very available. They're a dynamic couple.
3-2. Off speed, frozen solid. That pitch there against Soto, he had no idea. Strikeout number 3 for Fried.
Been waiting for the Koufax style curveball. And here it is. He patterned this after the great Sandy Koufax, and it locks up a generational talent.
Watch
just
the
to show
knees.
you.
See
Yes.
the knees? Oh my. Talk about buckling.
Alonso. Inside ball 1. That's a very valid point to mention Koufax as a kid growing up in California. They would find any old clips, and he said there weren't a lot, but he would study Sandy Koufax. Of course, went to the great high school that's produced so many major leaguers, Harvard Westlake.
I got a chance to talk to Max Fried yesterday, and he mentioned the chance to meet Sandy Koufax. How he patterned this curveball after Sandy Koufax, and to Eduardo's point, just a knee buckler.
Must be a bad feeling right there when you lose those. He was a 3-sport athlete. Basketball. He was a striker. Soccer.
Goal scorer.
Did that at Montclair Prep before it closed down and moved over to Harvard Westlake.
Where he hung around with Lucas Giolito and Jack Flaherty as that one is cued off the end of the bat by Alonso.
Not a bad staff, huh?
Decent. Very decent. Both all having great success at the major league level. There was a debate who was the better pitcher on the staff when they were both there, either Fried or Giolito. What Boone said about Fried and Brian Cashman, it was echoed by Buster. When he got here, his first question to Matt Blake, the pitching coach, and others, what do you have for me? How can you make me better? I'm good, but I'm not above learning new things. Did he foul that ball, or was it a swing and a miss? That's a heads-up play by the catcher. He went back Wells and threw out Pete Alonso, who was pleading his case that it was a foul ball, but that's a swing and a miss. It got away. He doesn't run to first. The ball goes to first. And Carlos Mendoza is out here talking to Adam Hamari as well. How about the first two plate appearances for Pete Alonso tonight? We'll take one more look. It's really hard to tell. We'll dive further during the commercial to see if there was any contact, but the inning's over. I saw a defensive gem by Aaron Judge in right field. We'll see him bat here as we head to the bottom of the third inning. And this is a quote from pitcher Carlos Rodon. This week, he's Tony Gwynn. Next week, he might be Hank Aaron. He's not wrong. You take a look at the all-time greats through their age 33 season. Gwynn, 382 on base. Judge, yep. And the Aaron slug. So he's Tony Aaron. That's really what he is.
Or Henry Gwynn.
Or Henry Gwynn.
You know what he really is? More motivated than ever to get back to the World Series and look for a little redemption from that fifth inning against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
In the clincher.
Nightmarish fifth inning as Grisham swings wildly at one there. 0-2. We did do some digging, and it doesn't appear to be any evidence that Alonso, his bat ticked that ball as Wells didn't catch it. Strange two first plate appearances for Alonso. A ball he thought was clearly out, and one he thought maybe he fouled.
How about those numbers right there for Trent Grisham? Really impressive what he's been able to do to start the season. Came in as a fourth outfielder in spring training.
Called strike three, and boy, that one looked off. But Hamari expands, and Grisham is gone.
Grisham was right. Really good plate discipline. That's one thing that he's always been able to have, is understanding the strike zone. This pitch, give Francisco Alvarez a lot of credit, but that pitch was down and away.
Double to right first time up. Here comes Aaron Judge. Will he homer tonight? Not on that pitch. He fouls that into the seats. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers get $100 in bonus bets. You make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app. Sign up with the promo code HOMERUN to get started. Well, the selectivity that Aaron Judge has displayed, it used to be against righties. The slider on the outside corner would be a virtual swing and miss every time. No longer the case. And there he chases a little high one at 93. Is Carlos Mendoza being cagey? Because it does feel like they've attacked him. They're not afraid to go up. They're not afraid to come in. It feels like that's the way they've been going about it.
It's just a different era nowadays when you consider thinking about Barry Bonds and how many intentional walks he had in his prime. The run expectancy is too high nowadays, according to analytics, to just automatically walk guys and put them on first base.
I will say, anytime number 99 has a bat in his hand, the run expectancy should skyrocket too, right?
It's the old Reggie Jackson line, right? When I'm in the box, I'm in scoring position.
On the ground, Vientos casually steps and fires, and Judge is retired for the first time, and there are two down here in the bottom of the third.
Peterson, true to form, keeps it on the ground. You know, nothing he throws really wows you, right, in terms of stuff, velocity, movement, really anything in his repertoire. Doesn't really register above average in terms of stuff plus. But combine them all together and sequencing And his high ground ball rate works.
He's 6'6". He's a big guy out there. He's 240. He's 29 years old.
Great shot at number 7 too. The great Ed Kranepool being honored with that patch.
Hey!
Original Met, legendary character from the Bronx originally. Ed Kranepool, man, I loved talking to him. What a great tribute right there, number 7.
Bellinger swings and misses. Do you remember sort of one of the pearls of wisdom that you got from Kranepool?
He was just such a funny guy, such a lovable guy, and a good businessman. You know, one of those guys that got out of the game and really did well.
1-2. Peterson comes in. They were set up out. Won't get the benefit of the call. It's 2-2.
Ed Kranepool loved being a Met. Loved being one of the original Mets.
This is where Cody's been really tough on lefties with 2 strikes. Shortens it up. Doesn't care about exit velocity. Just cares about putting the ball in play. He's got a luxury that a lot of sluggers don't have. He's got speed to go along with his abilities.
I'm good.
Fouled off at the plate. That's in the middle of a pretty cool part of their schedule, as just as history goes. So they get the Yankees, then they go to Fenway to play the Red Sox, then it's the Dodgers, an iconic franchise that's on their schedule here. These 3 series back to back to back.
Yeah, we'll see him next weekend too.
Yes, we will. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming here. Way inside to Bellinger. Did he go? No. He will take his base with 2 outs.
Holding the swing and self-preservation of the ribs as well.
Yeah, well, you're right, Eduardo. Your observation early. I mean, he's on top of the plate, so he's looking to turn and burn on the inside pitches.
Volpe's turned and burned 6 times. He's left the yard. His extra base hit numbers are very good this year, 19 of them. That's good for 8th in the American League.
Bat speed's up. Exit velocity's up.
Bellinger not going.
Outside.
As Peterson and Fried, 2 of the better ones in the game at negating any running game. He's owned lefties, just a 206 batting average against, yet he walks Bellinger. 1-0 to Volpe, but a quick throw over.
Second disengagement.
Does it a completely different way than Max Fried. Max Fried with kind of the leg kick, the hold, the read. Peterson, a little bit of everything. He'll slide step. We saw that little step off throw right there.
Very methodical when it comes to the runners.
I got a little more.
He's at the top of the list when it comes to preventing the stolen bases the last couple of years. He's really doing a good job, Coney, mixing his pitches too. This is a really good study in the 2 pitchers tonight and how they've kept these hitters off balance.
Peterson's highest rated pitch so far this year has been that slider to lefties and righties.
Yep, he got Volpe there to chase at 93, and that will do a good inning for Peterson. He picks up 2 strikeouts. We're a third of the way in. The cleanup hitter, Mark Vientos, will lead things off, followed by Nimmo and Marte, as Peterson's punch-out takes us to break.
Back here at Yankee Stadium with Mets manager Carlos Mendoza, the whole weekend has been about Juan Soto coming back to Yankee Stadium. What have you seen and how he's handled this?
Oh, great. You know, as expected. You know, this is a guy that's not going to get too high. It's not going to get too low. He's being loud here at the stadium. And I think he's embracing the whole thing. It's good to see it.
What are you seeing in your at-bats against Max Fried?
I think we're doing a good job, you know, putting traffic, creating traffic. Obviously, we know he's good. The velo today is way high, way up, as expected on a game like this. 98, 97, mixing all of his pitches, but I like the way we are approaching him.
Carlos, thanks. Carl, back to you.
57 pitches through 3, the most for Fried, and then a 1-pitch out of Vientos, and now ahead of Nimmo, 0-1. Pitchers ever say to themselves, boy, I need a quick inning? It would really help to minimize the number of pitches. A lot easier said than done.
Yeah, Max Fried, you know, certainly is aware of that. That's why we saw that sinker on the first pitch to try to get a ground ball, and he got it. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Nimmo followed by Marte. 2-1 Yankees on top. That's another good one. So dotting the strike zone here to start top of the 4th inning. Alonso talked about the atmosphere and how wonderful it would be to meet again in the World Series. Both these teams built for the postseason and long, deep runs. Boy, how about that? Max Fried, 4 pitches, 2 outs. He's got 5 strikeouts, 2 of the 3 top choices, according to ESPN Bet. Yankees and Mets to get to the series and win it. Tigers won again today. They're a thing this year. They don't appear as if that's gonna close up shop and head out.
Tigers pitching.
Really
ouch. Good. Tarek Skubal. Want no part of him if you're a left-handed batter or a righty for that matter.
Tell you what, their starting pitching has been really good. Their bullpen has been excellent.
That Baez guy's kind of had a resurgence.
What, the infielder?
Oh.
Comeback player of the year right now.
Certainly make that case.
He's as dynamic anywhere you put him defensively, and this year he has really been consistent offensively as well.
1-1 to Marte from Fried, outside 2-1. How big of an adjustment is it for a player, Eddie, to go from every day to now sort of spot duty DH role?
It's really difficult, especially at the stage where Marte is. First moved from center field to right field by Buck Showalter.
That one's going to get down for a hit. Now Marte sees it go to the corner. Judge fields it, comes back in with it. Stand up double, starting Marte.
Tell you this though, that right there was a heck of an adjustment on a 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, stays with it and goes the other way. Not a lot of body movement.
As Pete Alonso told us before the game, that means let's keep it rolling. So it's up to Alvarez.
1-1.
Catcher with all sorts of power. Oh, big swing right there at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Went into spring training and I thought that Francisco Alvarez was going to have a monster of a season. Then fractured his hamate bone. Set him back. Started on the IL.
So Seattle is having an incredible season offensively as well, but OPS plus of 100 or better. You got 6 of these guys playing in this game, and he is one of them, Francisco Alvarez, and he will cause the game to be paused.
48. of Max Fried's 68 pitches have been fastballs, either four-seam or two-seam. To Carlos Mendoza's point, the velocity's up, and he's going with it.
Yep. Looking for a little two-out magic with Marte out there. Decent speed. Alvarez foul tips it into the mid-96.
He came into this inning with 3 swings and misses. Left this inning with 4 more swings and misses. Max Fried started to feel the groove. He knows he wants to go deep into this one. Needs to get him out early.
Back here at Yankee Stadium with Yankees manager Aaron Boone. Aaron Judge with a double in the middle of your first inning rally. What's a new and different way you've come up with to describe what he's doing this year?
Yeah, the big kid in Little League. Austin said to me the other day, he needs to get called up to the next league. He's playing at such an unreal level, doing it on both sides of the ball. Another great play in right field today too. He's our captain.
So much focus this weekend on Juan Soto, his reception here in Yankee Stadium. Seems like he's been trying to connect during games with all the Yankees, including you. What's the connection he's made with you?
Yeah, I got to see him before the first game a little bit. I got to give him the American League Championship ring, and then we kind of connect every time he walks up to the plate.
Booney, thanks. Back to you, Carl.
All right, Buster, 1-2 on the way, and he gets it in on the fists of Dominguez. But we know what it's like because we observe it. You know what it's like to go back and be booed. I mean, he may be playing to the crowd. Do you think there's some impact on a guy to hear boos for a crowd that embraced him so well last season?
How could it not?
Right,
He's a human being.
Exactly.
And that's why he's waiting till the last minute at the end of the inning to run out to right field. And you can see him looking around. That was the section that just adored him last year.
Yeah. Here comes 1-2. He's going to have to charge, and he is there to make the running catch.
You know, love hurts. The fan base, especially the bleacher creatures, absolutely fell in love with him last year. It was a phenomenal year. With him and Judge together, they rode that to the World Series. It's a phenomenal player. Gave his heart and soul here for the year he played.
Yeah, impossible to get inside his head. And why that decision, given the money and the years, were very close between the Mets and the Yankees. Some speculated maybe get out of the shadow of Aaron Judge. I want to be in my own world over there in New York, even though, you know, Lindor's on the team and Alonso's on the team and Nimmo's on the team.
Guys, in the last week I reached out to different people who had the experience of getting booed in New York, and Coney, they all talked about Alex Rodriguez, Darryl Strawberry, yourself, all talked about a different tone when you get booed in New York versus being booed in other places.
1-1. Yep. 1-2.
Yeah, that's a great point, Buster. There's a little different edge to it. A little different growl. That's why they call it the Bronx cheer. It's certainly my days at Shea. I heard that a few times as well.
1-2 to LeMahieu. And he's gone. Peterson goes inside. Looked like it was off, but Omari has expanded tonight.
Yeah, he's expanded big time, and that is frustrating for a guy like DJ LeMahieu, who has been really wearing his emotions. Yesterday with the home run, this one pitched inside.
That's the tough one.
Yeah.
You know, if you get that pitch as a pitcher inside, boy, that's just devastating. You generally look to get him off the plate a little bit, outside corner, not inside like that.
One ball, one strike to Austin Wells. The unconventional sort of leadoff hitter relative to when you were playing early in your career has changed so dramatically. Wells has been there. It's now Goldschmidt at the top for the Yankees. That ball is driven right center. Soto back, still going. Oh, he reaches up and makes the catch. Juan Soto, right center field gap, has got the Met fans in attendance on their feet.
He's been knocked about his defense, but here at Yankee Stadium against the Yankees, making the play.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Subway Series, living up to it. Terrific game again tonight. Suit up this season, MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Go to MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite gear. First pitch swinging, and a foul ball off the bat of Jeff McNeil. There's that watch party that's been going on right down at the World Trade Center area. They got t-shirts that have been given out celebrating both the Mets and the Yankees. Friday, Saturday, and here on a Sunday night. The sports mecca right now is New York City. McNeil 1 for 1. He had the RBI that came in the second inning. No swing. And the depth of both of these teams towards the bottom of their order, it's just not easy for a pitcher to navigate, let alone getting through 1, 2, and 3. You just can't take a breath. You know, you don't get a at-bat off. The Yankees offense has been prolific all season long.
What was that number you had, Eduardo, about the Yankees and home runs?
They have the most home runs in the American League, even without Aaron Judge's numbers.
They removed Judge's 15. They're still ahead of Seattle. 78 homers coming into the night as McNeil fouls one off of.
Yeah, contrasting styles, right? The Mets pitching staff collectively has allowed the fewest home runs in Major League Baseball. The Yankees offense hit the most.
I'm going to quote a wise man that I heard this weekend say, something's got to give.
That's right.
That would be you.
Mets came into the night with 52 homers. The Yankees 78 homers.
Yeah, that's the kind of the crazy part about the Mets' great start, and it reflects how good their pitching has been. Their lineup hasn't really taken off yet between Soto and the bottom half of the lineup.
Team that's 12 and 12 on the road. They do have a plus 62 run differential coming in, 6 and 4 in their last 10. The run differential is not really a result, obviously, of their offense. It's because their pitching has prevented so many runs. Here in the 5th, Fried, 76th pitch.
They've really worked him. A lot of foul balls off of Max Fried tonight.
And I'll tell you this, when he went into the dugout after the inning, last inning, he went in there and it seemed like he was wondering, are they picking up his pitches off the glove or not? A lot of tough pitches that they've been able to foul. New York Mets doing a great job of getting that pitch count up.
That's a great at bat for McNeil. They have had 23 foul balls tonight.
And this is Max Fried going into the dugout and having a conversation. You know, keep an eye first with LeMahieu and then continuing to have a conversation throughout with their coaching staff as well. Digging into the glove.
Pretty aggressive lead for McNeil, baiting Fried. Acuna gets one down. It's a good one. Fried underhands to second goes McNeil. Really good bunt, especially against a left-handed pitcher falling off the third base side.
Bunt's a little bit harder. He would beat Max Fried to the ball, be able to get to first easily. Softened it up. He'll get high fives in that dugout.
Yeah, to your point, Carl, Max Fried made that look easy, and it was not. Recover, get over there, and flip it to first.
I love this right here. As an infielder, it's your job to be able to give your pitcher a breather. Last time Fried had to get off the mound, he ended up walking Brandon Nimmo. And this time, the infield's making sure he can catch his breath, give himself time, and be able to attack and execute. with Francisco Lindor up at the plate.
It's a great point. Go ahead and burn one of your mound visits.
They've done it twice tonight without Matt Blake, without Boone. It's a great call, Eddie. That was the Vientos single he eventually scored that led to the Nimmo walk. And a big spot for Francisco Lindor here in the 5th. One and 0. The series is made for a lot of guys. He is certainly one of them.
74 mile per hour. Let's not forget he's topped out already with a fastball at 98.
It's time to kind of mix up the sequencing here and maybe a little bit of softer stuff. We've seen a changeup and a curve in this at bat. And that's what Max Fried's curveball coming right into your living room looks like.
On the ground, and that's fielded cleanly by LeMahieu. Lindor, for the second time, is retired. And here comes Juan Soto. It was a knee buckler that got him in his last at bat. A wicked curveball from Fried. You can see the reaction from Soto. And Soto struck out. K-Zone 3D Plus brought to you by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball. What a spot. Soto swings aggressively at the first one.
That graphic we just showed, that's 7 inches more break than the average curveball. That's enormous.
As hard as it is to hit a curveball, then you get one with 7 inches more break.
He made him buckle twice the last at bat. Twice. Never seen that before.
Yeah, comes inside. But what has defined Soto's early career is his ability to adjust to that.
Absolutely. I'm wondering if Bax will go back to it. If he does, will Soto be ready? Oh, what a time for the shuffle. I'm telling you, that 8-year-old kid, that 12-year-old kid that we've seen at the Little League World Series,
I find it almost remarkable that by just natural instinct, he doesn't do it. Like the idea he can turn it on and off. Tying run at third, McNeil. 2-1. Good pitch. He doesn't think so. 95 down and away.
That's the beauty of Max Fried's four-seamer. It just has boring action. Stays out there to the glove side.
Soto exits the Bronx. Fried enters the Bronx. 2-2. In the dirt, here he comes, and diving in safely to tie the game, McNeil. It's 2-2.
Great read by McNeil. Soto egging him on. Let's go. Sarbaugh at third base. Let's go. McNeil doesn't hesitate. Good secondary. Anticipates the ball in the dirt. Lets it all out.
It's the high spin from the Fried breaking ball that ricochets the opposite direction off of the chest protector.
Full count to Soto. He is gone as he strikes out, and he and Fried exchange glances. But the New York Mets come back to tie it on one that got away from Austin Wells. We got ourselves a great one on Sunday night. It's 2-2, bottom 5 coming up in the Bronx. Back on Sunday Night Baseball, Max frees Soto gone on that swing and foul tip into the mid. Fried frustrated with that last pitch that allowed McNeil to come in, but he's got 7 strikeouts on the night. And this pitcher's duel between the two southpaws continues. First pitch already thrown. It was a ball to Oswald Peraza. So was that one. 2-0. Peraza then back to the top of the order for the Yanks. Not the way Peterson wanted to start the 9-hole hitter.
Hey!
Peraza plays third base tonight. And pops it up sky high behind home. Peterson's coming to give Alvarez a little help. He's right there to back him up. But Francisco is there to make the play.
Hosting friends for the next game? Just tell Siri, add hot dogs to my grocery list.
A little help from my friend. How about Peterson getting right behind Alvarez with a ball that always heads back towards the field.
That was a big league pop-up.
It sure was.
With a little wind up top.
And a good battle back from Peterson after a 3-0 count. Now Goldschmidt.
1-1.
I just take note, as we talked about Fried in the last inning where the infield went and talked to him. Peterson just hustled there and had to get back on the mound. See how he bounces back.
Following behind the first two hitters, now 2-0 to Goldschmidt. Having just a remarkable season.
Nope.
And again, 3-0. Here's how far Peterson came, and he thought for a second Alvarez didn't see it. Gold light for Goldie. No, he holds up. It's 3-1.
One thing I always wondered about, you know, the on-deck hitters in the on-deck circle, they're so messy. They leave all that stuff out there in case the catcher could trip over it. Donuts.
Yep.
See that stuff? Come on, clean up, guys.
All kinds of stuff there.
Clean that up.
But it's organized. It's within the circle.
Like my son's bedroom right now.
Circle of distrust, exactly. Way high. He came back 3-2, and then he walks Goldschmidt with one out. Did you say it looks like your bedroom?
My son's bedroom.
Son, okay. Well, here you go, Eddie. Here's the meeting between Alvarez.
A lot of different looks from Peterson on the running game that he can give you. So in this situation, Goldschmidt can certainly steal a base.
Yes.
And that's probably what they're talking about. Watch for
Outside.
Goldschmidt, but the different looks he can give you, the load and go, time to home plate, give you a full leg lift as well. So it's really the diversity of style. They can give you different looks to kind of control the running game.
When there was a game in Seattle last week, Goldschmidt was on first base. Aaron Boone looked at Brad Ausmus and said, when he gets to second base, I'm going to pinch run for him. But I know he's going to steal second. So I'm not taking him out of the game yet. Goldie's got 3 steals this season. Not going. Grisham jammed seats down the third base side.
And if I'm Aaron Boone, I'd probably give him the red light right now. One of the big reasons, the guy on deck, Aaron Judge, where you are in the game in the bottom of the 5th inning. And especially with Bellinger hitting behind Judge, do you want to leave first base vacated?
I can answer that. No. Here goes Goldschmidt, swing, and it is a foul ball at the plate.
Yeah.
So apparently, Eddie, it wasn't red, may have been yellow, or Goldie gets green, and he was off.
Great jump. He had it.
He was going first move.
You know, he's known as someone who really loves base running, the technical aspects of it, and even, you know, at his age and not necessarily being that fast, he's really good at getting jumps.
Grisham with 2 strikes. Goldie stays, and that one is at the plate. Fair ball. Grisham out. Goldschmidt into scoring position.
Okay, now we're at that scenario. Runner at second, 2 outs. You got to put 4 fingers up right here. There's no way Aaron Judge is beating me here with first base open.
Right away to first base he goes on an intentional walk that people at home didn't see as we're in the replay, but they put up the 4 fingers. Aaron Judge will head slowly to first, and Bellinger will come up.
And it's the right call. Fans might not like it. It's one guy you circled, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Mendoza was adamant. We gave him way too many pitches to hit yesterday, and he didn't. We're not going to let him beat us. So Judge intentionally walked.
Pretty hot hitter stepping in right here, though, as well, even though platoon advantage is in the favor of Peterson here.
Double and a walk tonight. 13 straight games. Sit safely. And he stands there like a statue and looks at ball 1.
That's there, Carlos!
He's matched his career long in games hit safely with 13.
A little barking from the Mets dugout about the strike zone.
Misses. You know, you mentioned just Fried with the Soto acquisition by the Mets, but there's other guys, Goldschmidt out there at second base, that the Yankees went out and fortified themselves with. And of course, Bellinger's dad once played for the Yankees. 3 balls, no strikes. Peterson's not been as pinpoint as he has been. Anthony Volpe is an on-deck circle. Here's your 3-0. He missed high, and that's another walk. So 2 in the inning and the intentional walk. Pitches. His last 2 starts each have exceeded 100 pitches.
That guy right there on the mound, the pitching coach for the Mets, deserves a lot of credit. Jeremy Hefner, one of the good ones out there. And this Mets pitching staff, by a lot of estimations, has overachieved. Nobody saw this coming in. In fact, they were criticized for not signing more pitchers in the offseason or building the staff. But that guy's done a wonderful job with the guys that are here. That's why collectively they've been outstanding.
And they of course have been without Sean Manaea, Frankie Montas, both getting closer to coming back. The ascension of Anthony Volpe as a hitter. On the line here. First pitch, slow ground ball. Lindor off balance. He's able to get Volpe. He's claiming that Aaron Judge either had the ball hit him, but he's now laughing with Judge. By the way, that's a very big foot getting in the way of a baseball.
I think it did hit him. That should be a hit.
Balance, yep.
That should be a hit for Volpe.
Welcome back, everyone. Stream MLB Network 24/7 for the whole year, plus live audio for all 30 teams with no blackouts. Includes access to minor leagues, MLB Big Inning, and available pre- and post games. Visit MLB.com/@bat for details. All right, good one here on a Sunday night. Subway Series 2-2. First pitch, breaking ball inside to Alonso. We looked at it during the break. It's really hard to tell if the size 17 boat the Judge looks around actually did deflect it. Clearly, it seemed to impact Lindor's fielding. And as Suarez was screaming as we were going to break, that could be a hit for Volpe. Official score discretion. That does seem to change direction. And they were laughing about it as they came off the field.
Francisco Lindor's body language says it all.
I agree.
Supposed to catch that on the inner third of your left foot. Instead, caught it on the outside. It would have been interesting if that would have kicked away and the umpire said no. Some big feet right there.
How about that nasty two-seamer that Fried just threw to Alonso? There you go. That was the second chuckle because he had one with Lindor as well. 1-2 to Pete.
I'm Anthony Volpe. Can you change that so I can get a hit? Official score. Let's go.
Jonathan Loaisiga now warming in that Yankee pen as Alonso swings. That one is held on to. Max Fried's magical night continues. Now 8 strikeouts. Second of Alonso.
Well, the two-seamer and now the four-seamer. You see that one almost had a little cut action as Alonso foul tips it into the glove. And, you know, I talked to Aaron Judge about this last year, and he said the pitchers that give him the most trouble are the pitchers that feature four-seam and two-seam action equally. And Max Fried has done that so well tonight. His two-seamer's diving.
Vientos, critical error early in this game. Ball 1.
Just have to follow along and study the greatness of Max Fried and why he's been so successful. Looks for that pitch hard in early on in the game, sets it all up for all the secondary stuff, including the two-seamer.
Yeah, the great Jacob deGrom and the great Clayton Kershaw, the only guys ahead of Fried. In a lot of ways, he's not a headline seeker, but boy, his consistent numbers year in, year out with the Atlanta Braves, his performances in the postseason, especially after a not so good one, how he bounced back and had one of the great ones.
He's kind of picked up a new grip on that two-seamer, kind of that what we call a one-liner. Kind of an off-center on the two-seam that creates a different kind of movement that's helped him get a lot more sink on it, a lot more drop. First one to ever show me that grip was the great late Mel Stoudemire.
Is that right?
Who had a great connection on both sides of town here. The great Yankee pitcher and the great pitching coach for the Mets under Dwight Gooden in the '86 Mets. And he showed me the one-line sinker grip, and Max Fried has picked it up and has really thrived with it. Mel Stoudemire had all the tricks, all the grips before we had the high-speed cameras. Before we had all the technology, Mel Stoudemire was the best guru in terms of how to make a ball move, how to make a ball sink.
And yet the Rivera cutter, he just somehow threw in a bullpen session, and that was it. That was it. I think there's a great level of respect you got to have for an old dog who's willing to learn new tricks.
Max Fried is that guy, and you mentioned it before, Carl. An open book with a growth mentality.
He nearly had it. It's a good thing he didn't get it as Volpe flips it softly and Vientos retired. One of those where the pitcher reaches out, deflects off his glove away from the shortstop, and all of a sudden you got a runner on, but that one blew by him.
Yes, 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 no, no, no.
Right. Nimmo, the master of the microphone earlier tonight with a walk and a strikeout. Part of the reason that Soto had a lot of success last year, a lot of people attribute to the fact that as great as he was, he didn't need to be the guy, because there's obviously a guy on this team and no one's ever going to be beyond Aaron Judge. And even in Queens, there are other guys on that team that doesn't require Soto to be the face all the time. Lindor is certainly one of them. Alonso's one of them. This guy's been around a long time. Nimmo.
That's a great point. I mean, how many future Hall of Famers are in this game right now? Certainly Francisco Lindor at shortstop. Before he's done, I think That guy's looks like a Hall of Famer to me.
I agree with you. So many things he does off the field as well.
Good pitch. Frustration from Nimmo down, but Amari's hearing it now again from the Mets dugout. Nimmo saying, focus on me. I'm calling timeout. Don't listen to them.
It's Mets manager Carlos Mendoza who's yelling at the home plate umpire.
For a couple of innings now.
Yep.
Just focus on my beard.
He's thrown 101 pitches tonight. Trying to get through the 6th. And it looks like he'll do it. LeMahieu smooth out there at second base. A 1-2-3 inning in what may have been Free's last. He's over 100. Bottom 6. The atmosphere of a Subway Series, how unique is it relative to every other atmosphere?
I mean, it's such a treat because I know it's crosstown rivalries and stuff, but it's such a treat because it's a celebration of, like, regardless of who you root for, it's like New York coming together.
I like that because this atmosphere is awesome tonight. I mean, this is what you play for, man. It feels like playoff game. New York just they want good teams and good baseball, and they're getting that tonight for sure.
Yeah, they've got it. They got it last night. Friday night, it was a bit of a one-sided game. Boy, this has been a pitcher's duel, and he's getting a lot of love in that Yankee dugout. Another night in which he gives up 2 or fewer. How impressive you've been by Max Fried. You knew what you were getting, but did you really know what you were getting?
No, we knew that he had tremendous talent to make the baseball dance. He can make the ball move either way. But he's better than ever. And that's saying something.
Nope.
I'm curious to see what he's going to say about his changeup. He really didn't have much of a changeup today, yet he can still get by with the cutter, the fastball, the two-seamer, and the curveball.
Yeah, that sinker he's got now is a real weapon. And we see both sides have had grumbling about the strike zone tonight.
Yeah, another 3-0 count to start here for Jason Dominguez. 3-1. Peterson's been able to navigate around that, but it's living dangerously. His pitch count now heads to 94. Dominguez, LeMahieu, Austin Wells.
2.
Here's the second one, 3-2. Three homers last 11 games for Dominguez. This ball hit fairly well to right. Soto back, track, right at the wall. He reaches up and he makes the catch. Been tested tonight in right field.
Yeah, if you're on the mound at Yankee Stadium, the ball goes in the air to right field, your heart drops every time.
LeMahieu called out on strikes last time up.
Outside.
And DJ, ball 1. Pops this one up, shallow center and right. Soto cuts in front of everybody and says, I got it. Second out.
That's a great job by Juan Soto, and one of the big reasons Jeff McNeil did not get a good jump in center field. Initially, you think it's the center fielder's ball, but Soto picked up on it immediately and did not give up on this. Late break. Communication key.
Yeah, great communication. You saw both Acuna and McNeil peel off. Peterson's got 2 down in the 6th. Well, he swings at the first one, and it's off his bat. Such a good point you made about Hefner, because when you ask Mendoza about it, it's not only Hefner, but he said he's the head of the horse, but then there's other pieces that go along with it, especially their video analysis.
Yeah, Carl, when I asked Jeremy Hefner about, how is it that the Mets can build pitching staffs like this, he said that he thinks David Stearns' staff is excellent at identifying pitchers with a growth mindset, like Sean Manaea, and they clearly have worked well with Peterson.
Yep. 0-2. This is his 100th pitch. This one towards the line, giving chase. It gets down, but it's foul. And Nimmo realized, I'm running out of room, and there's some cement on the bottom of that wall.
And initially, you could add probably Griffin Canning to the mix as well, as he's had a great start to the season, mixing in a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and you were talking about Hefner. I mean, the Mets have gone through a lot of different general managers in recent years. And guess who always stays? Jeremy Hefner, which says a lot about him.
It's a great point, Buster.
Hit hard on the ground on 2 hops, fielded cleanly by Acuna. Peterson, very much like Fried, gets through 6. He throws 100-plus pitches, and we stay 2-2 on a Sunday night. Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Subway Series, Game 3. And the history of this one has involved, of course, Roger Clemens and Mike Piazza, David Cone, Jeter, Mariano, Joe Torre. Some of the greatest names in this sport have participated in one of the greatest spectacles of this sport, the Subway Series. You've played and won 5 different rings with World Series teams. You've experienced this, and we get Brett Beatty pinch hitting, and he'll get Jonathan Loaisiga now in the game for the Yankees. Just back on Friday, and that's going to be something you'll see from Loaisiga. What an important part he is. But just back to your experience, Subway Series, how are it compared to all the other great experiences you had?
No, it's nothing like it.
Nothing.
I still think Piazza's ball was out off of Rivera 25 years ago. He had the same look on his face as Pete Alonso.
Exactly right, he did. So Loaisiga was reinstated on Friday night, and he appeared in that game on Friday night. It was in the 6th inning, and it was his first appearance since April 3rd of 24 in a game against the Diamondbacks. But this guy, when he's right, is an absolute weapon. Ahead of Beatty, 0-2, swing and a miss. 91, you saw 97 and then 91.
Pulled the string. This was my best fastball back 25 years ago at 91 miles an hour. It's now a changeup.
Wow.
It's filthy. Tough spot for Beatty right there to face. That's what the big leagues is about.
A couple of punch outs from Fried to Alvarez, and now Loaisiga will get his turn at him.
Hey!
Disgusting movement on that pitch. Absolutely disgusting.
Goodness, back to back. Alvarez has struck out 3 times tonight.
Well, home plate is 17 inches wide.
Yes.
The sinker broke about 19 inches. So the whole width of home plate and then some. Hit that one.
Might need a submarine, but not a torpedo bat, but a submarine bat.
Yes. Go down under.
Way down under.
See if McNeil takes advantage of that fastball, sticks his bat on it, and goes into left. They have the shift on against him, and that is the first pitch strike. Wow, we're seeing Jonathan Loaisiga painting here with a variety of pitches.
3-pitch mix.
We've seen them all, and they've all been thrown hard and well. Nickname in the Yankee clubhouse is just Low. And having him back makes that bullpen even more effective, as he missed badly with that one.
Ironically, the Yankees, in terms of velocity, have the lowest velocity in the big leagues on average in their bullpen, just a little over 92 miles an hour. That changes with the arrival, again, of Jonathan Loaisiga.
2-1 to McNeil. All 3-1. Get that movement against the righty. That was the pitch that Alvarez swung over twice, but a lefty hits a ball by a lot.
They have serious deception is what they have in that bullpen. Fernando Cruz with the splitter.
Lighter.
All 4. So after back-to-back strikeouts, the walk to McNeil. And Acuna, the 9-hole hitter, with Lindor looming in the on-deck circle.
Huge walk right there to get Acuna up at the plate, with the potential of Lindor leading off the next inning if Acuna cannot get on.
And 97-mile-an-hour sinker. Somebody's ankle's gonna get hurt.
Yes. Got to cut that one off at the pass. Very hard to do.
Fielded, but it's booted over there at third base. And in between hop for Oswald Peraza. A charge, it looked like he'd get it cleanly, kind of waited, and then right there, the ball, glove, and dirt all met.
Hesitated, and then he tried to two-hand it. When you go to your left, you're better off doing the one hand and being able to attack and go forward with it. Decided to go straight to his left, and it caught him in between. And the thing was, he was backpedaling, and because he was backpedaling, could not get a good jump off the hop in the dirt.
Thing had some serious spin on it.
It did. But it brings Lindor up, it brings Blake out, it changes the complexion of the game. Fried did an amazing job of controlling Lindor, Soto, and Alonso. They went 0 for 9 with 4 strikeouts. 2 strikeouts by both Soto and Alonso. Lindor flew out to center, lined out to left, and then grounded out to second.
It was the first inning where the Mets made an error at third. Almost similar play. The Yankees were able to score. Now will the Mets be able to capitalize on the first error by the Yankees?
The lefty Tim Hill warming quickly. Lindor, an over 300 hitter against the Yankees in his career. Swings at the first one and fouls off 97 away. Juan Soto is next if they get there. McNeil, go-ahead run at second. Lindor is behind 0-2.
This game's got that feel where one of the big stars is going to step up here at the end over the next couple of innings.
Well, this certainly is an opportunity for one of them with Lindor at the plate. Two-seamer away. What are we doing here? Came in and it misses.
What with the changeup again? Back-to-back changeups.
Tremendous movement, but one thing Jonathan Loaisiga has trouble is getting the ball into lefties, keeping them honest in.
Lindor hits this one to right. Judge in, back, he's there. A little basket catch. He did go with a changeup, and Lindor hooked it to Judge. So one superstar unable to deliver. If they can get one man on, we'll see another one. And Aaron Judge next inning. Lindor unable to do it. Yankees up when we come back. It's 2-2 on a Sunday night. Subway Series rubber game. Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Little pregame hug and then some knee buckling stuff from Fried to Juan Soto. Soto's done his job in right field, reaching up and grabbing one. Made another running catch in this one, but at the plate, and it's not been Soto's night. Really hasn't been Soto's series. There's been a whole bunch of smiling tonight on this Sunday night by both teams. And whether you bank with Capital One or not, come celebrate MLB Mondays with a free handcrafted beverage at any Capital One cafe nationwide. Scan the QR code, download your coupon, or visit CapitalOne.com/local/events to learn more. Well, Minute Rice. Ben Rice steps in. Huascar Brazoban will be on the mound now for the New York Mets. Rice has been a revelation. Big time pop in that bat, and he'll get Brazoban, who'll feature a changeup, sinker, cutter, and four-seamer. Been very good for the New York Mets.
On.
That's one of the problems with the Yankees. There aren't a lot of numbers left.
That's
They're
right.
all out in Monument Park.
Swing and a miss. Brazoban, a little changeup there at 90. 9 home runs for Rice, 20 runs batted in, an OPS of 882. Nope, not there again, and he backs it up. Filthy from Brazoban.
He's been really good this year and throwing strikes. Minuscule ERA so far.
And the one thing that Ben Rice has been able to do is hit the fastball. That's the one thing Brazoban is not attacking him with in the zone. He struggled massively against the slider this year. It's not a pitch Brazoban dominates real well. That's why you've seen 3 changeups back to back to back.
That one hit hard, one hopper, nice play. Acuna to his right. And he takes a hit away from Ben Rice, who squared it up. Yeah, that's right. That was a rocket from Rice.
Well, every hitter's at the mercy of the Babbitt gods. You know, where the ball goes. Hitters are in the business of producing contact, not directing it most of the time.
Brazoban 91st percentile when it comes to chase rate. Goldschmidt hits one hard, but he yanked it foul. He was all over that first pitch. To Hopper to Lindor. Brazoban's gotten 2 ground ball outs.
You know, when you talk about, you know, balls, you know, batting average on balls in play, that's for pitchers and hitters. And that tends to normalize over a bigger sample size in the course of a year. So
years ago, was that just bad luck, good luck?
Yes, it's bad luck, good luck. That's when Paul O'Neill would go knock over the water cooler. That was when the Babbitt gods were against him.
Trent Grisham.
How many iPads do you think he would have broken in that dugout?
Devin Williams, arguably in his best outing on Friday, he's now throwing for the Yankees.
On.
Sails away to go 1-1 to Grisham. You know who? Aaron Judge is on deck. So late innings, the heart of both teams' orders will be factors. Long season, maybe the reason for all the smiles is the fact that this is just different. You know, it's a break to play in a series like this.
Yeah, everybody's vibing. loving the feel.
Oh, Brazoban has fallen behind 3-1 with Judge looming.
You look at Grissom, his look, right? His mustache. If you squint just a little bit, it looks like 1974, right?
Yeah. Yes.
He could play for the 70s Yankees right there, that look.
Nope. Hey.
They'll check, and that will bring Judge up because it's ball 4.
It's a quick visit right here as well.
And it's the manager.
Yep. No interpreter needed. No interpreter needed right here. This is quick. This is easy.
What's he saying, Eduardo?
Whatever you do, do not sit right down the middle of the plate. Sometimes when they tell you that, that's when you make the mistake and you throw it right down the middle of the plate.
Wow. There's 2 bases open. First base doesn't have to be open. There's nobody on second.
Coney, as a pitcher, would you rather a manager take it out of your hands and order the intentional walk, or say, hey, don't make a mistake?
Yes, take it out of your hands, absolutely. That Buster, that's with the benefit of hindsight. You know, all these years sitting up in the booth, it's a lot easier up here, obviously, than down there. But yes, managers do need to take it out of the hands of the pitcher.
He's big enough already, but the giant head of Aaron Judge in the outfield hoping to catch a home run ball as Brazoban fires. Yeah, he wasn't going to hit that one.
So if he throws a wild pitch, so what? Right? Because what we're seeing right now is Francisco Alvarez just setting up right down the middle. Usually you see a catcher maybe set up way outside. We're not seeing that.
He was intentionally walked his last time up, and this feels much like a non-intentional walk.
And the reason you don't put the 4 fingers up is because of number 35 on deck. You just do not want to wake up that giant on deck as well. With first base open, you start taking it a little bit personal. And this guy's been there. He's done that before. He's looking right now into that dugout saying, if you put 4 fingers up, I'm going to make you pay. That's psychological.
He had that chance the last time up.
But it was different scenario. Runner at second, first base open. Different scenario.
All 4.
And Tony La Russa would be so adamant about that. When I played against him, he's like, I am not going to wake up that guy on deck, especially a guy like Cody Bellinger.
Don Drysdale just would have drilled him and saved the pitches. Different era.
Different era. Pre-Babbitt. Well, Cody Bellinger's turn now as he bats with Grisham at second and Judge at first.
All 1.
Steady diet of changeups so far.
And if you lose him, so what?
Outside.
Can't find it right now. That's always one of the issues of throwing 4 consecutive balls, is you're kind of in that zone. So now it's 6 after the walk. Top 4 hitters have reached base 9 times. No one else. There's a strike. Good night for Cody. He's reached all 3 times. A double and then back-to-back walks. 13-game hit streak. Out of play. Cody, that was 97. We've seen a lot of changeups. Soto was just rehearsing a throw from the outfield.
15 pitches of the 20 have been changeups this inning.
Bellinger off of the foot of Brazoban. He's still got a chance. He will lose the race. Grisham stays at third as Brazoban takes out Alonso. Oof, bases are loaded, and lucky nobody is hurt on that play.
I would actually go check on Brazoban right now just to slow down the momentum. quiet down the crowd a little bit and settle him down as well. But Brazoban could have looked up and just passed it over to Pete. Did not do that. Elected wrong. He is lucky to have that ankle be okay. Good visit as well here with the trainer.
Both guys are lucky to be okay.
Yeah, Alonso as well. You're right.
Oh, that right ankle.
And Grisham, he kind of looked quickly up. Look at Brazoban's eyes and Alonso reminding him. You got Grisham at third base. What do you think? Everything sped up there because he had in his glove with a flip. You get it to Alonso.
Yes, you got to flip it. You got to have the awareness to flip it right to your first baseman.
All right, so ruled an infield hit, a single. Base is now loaded. Brazoban stays in, and Anthony Volpe up.
Same scenario as the bottom of the 5th inning for Volpe. Last time swung at the first pitch.
97, ball 1. Everything about Volpe's offensive game this year is trending up. This is Cabrera warming the lefty. 7th inning of a 2-2 game. 2 outs. And 2-0.
Now do you go old school and take a strike?
Old school, what's that?
Or do you look for a fat one and turn it loose?
He had no choice. It's 3-0.
He hasn't thrown a lot of fastballs this inning. His fastball is a lot of movement. It's classified a sinker here. Now he's expected to throw it over the plate.
Volpe is 0 for 3. He has stranded 5 men tonight.
You got to make him throw 3 strikes in a row.
There's 1.
Taken here, 3-1.
You're gambling that he could throw 3 in a row, really.
Grisham at third, Judge at second, Bellinger at first.
Players aren't wired like they used to be. Great movement.
Back-to-back fastballs.
Ball's inside with movement.
Everybody in the stadium is on their feet. Many biting their nails. Fouled at the plate, stays alive. Look where that pitch location was, in on his thumb.
But he does have the torpedo, so maybe he would have barreled it up.
Torpedo this one right up with his foot.
2 pitches out of the zone he swings at.
Boone and the trainer both thought they might have to come out to look. All right, 3-2 again, with him loaded. He got him! Brazoban back from 3-0. Strikes out Volpe and leaves him loaded.
A lot of help, Carl. You got a lot of help from Volpe.
If he had taken any one of them, there's a chance, Cody, and you said it.
You got to make him throw 3 in a row, and he couldn't, and he didn't.
Well, a wild sequence as we are back on Sunday Night Baseball. I mean, look at where pitches 5, 6, and 7 were. 3 apparently got him in the leg, but nobody paid attention to that.
Yes.
And now Devin Williams on. Volpe tries to get the pitch calm for Juan Soto. Boy, it feels like every pitcher-batter matchup is loaded with stars. And here is a great one with Williams, who again had a terrific outing Friday night and needs another one here. He takes something off that 82 to net one in. everything about it in slow motion. LeMahieu from his knees there to make the play. The pitch was slow. Soto's at bat, and his bat speed was slow. He was slow out of the box. And there's one down.
Yes. Almost a check swing. Watch him. Almost a sword. Stops the swing. LeMahieu with a great play on a tough hop, and Soto cruising down the line. No bueno.
All around. The swing, the run, they're on it, Tony.
Well, Pete Alonso had one of his most memorable moments against Devin Williams in the playoffs with a big 3-run home run. And he laces one to left field in, and right there is Bellinger. Williams taking something off it. Gets Alonso to line out. Last 2 appearances, Williams has gotten Alonso.
He hit that one hard, just could not get it elevated. More than that, over 103 miles per hour off the bat. Goes down as an L7.
Robert Vivas is now at third base for the Yankees as Vientos bats for the Mets.
Pete's had double trouble. He's had the BABIP gods and the wind gods against him today.
Nope, outside.
Well, early in the season, the airbender wasn't bending, and of course Weaver became the closer. And as Aaron Boone told us before the game, if there's a situation where Weaver's unavailable, I have no problem having Williams close the game.
Yeah, it all centers around his fastball command. He was throwing a high percentage of changeups, more than ever before in his career early in the year, and kind of lost the feel for his heater. That's been back lately. That changeup's one of the greatest pitches going in today's game, but you still need a little protection for it. And a well-located four-seamer gives you that protection.
48,000 plus, highest paid attendance of the season, all on their feet for the 1-2.
Nope.
Missed outside. An amazing atmosphere, all 3 games. A Friday nighter, a Saturday afternoon, and now a Sunday nighter to wrap it up. Got a good look at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball over the heart.
I'm Vientos right now. I know it's 2-2. You know, Williams has a great changeup after that swing right there. It's time for the cambio. Got to look for something up in the zone. If he freezes you down low with a fastball, so be it.
Ouch, that one foul tipped off of Wells, who went down in apparent pain, but now he's taking his time to get back up. Now the Yankees will decide. It's a good idea to go take a look here to make sure Wells is okay.
Ay, Papa. That one hurts.
Devin Williams on the mound, Tony, they knew what they were getting with him. You talk about players changing positions, for pitchers to change roles. It's similar to a fielder having to move positions. We've seen in baseball some refuse to do it, some accept it begrudgingly, some do it willingly. And for Williams, that's a big slice of pie to chew on.
Yes, it is. And not only, you know, it's not easy, culturally speaking, switching from a small market to a big market like the Yankees, and all the attention that comes with it.
2-2. Wells back behind the dish. Swing and a miss. Another foul tip into the mitt. Vientos strikes out. Another good outing back-to-back now for Devin Williams.
Yeah, and a well-located fastball to finish him off.
Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, we invite you to find a league near you. Go to playball.org. Follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Tyrone Taylor's moved to center field. McNeil's at second. Acuna goes to third. And our new pitcher is Ryan Stanek. First pitch challenged, 99 up in the zone to the Martian Dominguez, who swings and misses.
That's what he does. He throws hard and it rides up in the zone.
The numbers on Ryan Stanek. Sailed it high at 100. 215 batting average against lefties. I should say against lefties 308. It's the righties he owns at 154. It's quick, man. He throws it quickly, and it's got some oomph on it. Since 2021, Eduardo, he hasn't given up a run in 9 games against the Yankees. That means 8 1/3 innings, no runs against the Yanks.
Straight over the top as well.
As you watch him live up in the zone, the challenge for a hitter to hit a fastball up in the zone, Eddie, is what?
Trying to lay off it. You got to look up there, but you have to lay off the pitch that's out of the zone. The eye level. Most of these hitters are used to trying to see something in the middle. It's harder as a hitter to go from middle up than from top to bottom.
Well, he laid off it, just as you said. Doesn't swing at the one above it, and that's a leadoff walk.
It's all the same, business and baseball. The data gives you the framework in which to go out and compete. Making those key decisions at key moments and then knowing the impact, that's the magic.
Sage is helping business leaders like Hal Ripken Jr. make smarter, faster decisions.
And now the guy who was affectionately known during the early part of his career as the Machine, DJ LeMahieu. He was ready for it. He fouled it off to the upper deck down the right field line.
Yeah, DJ LeMahieu's always been one of the good first pitch fastball hitters. He's always ready.
Is it weird seeing him with the pants all the way down? Always had those pants knee high.
A little late on that, and it's 101.
Always showing the stirrups, the socks.
Yeah, a little different look. Yeah. First time I saw that look right there, the long pants, George Hendricks. Remember George?
Oh, yes, one flap down.
He was the first one.
St. Louis Cardinals, George Hendricks. I was thinking about, you're right, Jeffrey Leonard, but you're right.
Used to be back, you know, you had to show your stirrups. It was a stirrups game. You had to show so much blue if you were a Royal or red if you were a Cardinal. George Hendricks broke that mode. Now you can wear whatever you want. Shoes, belts.
Different colors. LeMahieu, ball came out. He's frustrated with his swing, but he stays alive.
Carl, he had a really good day on Saturday, and in speaking with reporters afterward, he just talked about, after all the injuries he's had, how much fun it was to be back out on a field and playing in a major league game again.
Such a good hitter when healthy.
God, I know that feeling so well. You're desperate to not let your career end the way it has the last couple of years for him. The struggles, the injuries, all the rehab, all the work. He wants it more now than ever.
Well, what an opportunity here in a 2-2 game in the 8th. The 1-2. Good take by LeMahieu. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Career .289 hitter. He's gone. That was Cheddar, and right down the middle at 100.
Old school challenge. My best against yours. Not trying to spot that one. Trying to chuck it as hard as I can.
Yeah. This is a good matchup right here. Austin Wells, the left-handed hitting catcher against Stanek and his triple-digit fastball. It's a good one there. He took a little bit off that and he got him out ahead.
A little splitter.
Nope.
Dominguez for his speed at first, and he does have exceptional speed. Hasn't really keyed in on getting a jump or trying to steal.
4 stolen bases on the season. This is another one at triple digits from Stanek is fouled back, so it goes 1 and 2.
Stanek throws hard and Alvarez throws pretty well. Dominguez doesn't look like he's really trying even to get a good jump in this spot.
Well, we see something here with Stanek. Hold on. The athletic trainer and Mendoza go back to the dugout. Whatever they saw, he convinced him he was fine. The last pitch, another one over 100. And remember, they moved their defense around. Acuna's at third, McNeil's at second, Tyrone Taylor's back in at center field. Wells hooks one. That's going to get down. Soto's going to give chase. Dominguez hits second. Soto fires it back into second. No one is there, and it's picked up finally by Lindor.
That could have been disastrous for the Mets on where Soto threw that baseball. Have to hit the cutoff, and McNeil was set up with Pete Alonso straight to home. No chance to be able to get Wells at second base. Soto immediately picks this ball up and does not pick up the cutoff guys, thinking he can get him at second. No one there. Fortunately, Lindor had his head up.
Yeah, Dominguez had to hesitate a little bit there too. Didn't get a good read.
So Yorbit Vivas gets his first plate appearance, and strike one from Stanek with the Mets infield in. His second stint with the team this season. 0 for 2 Saturday was Vivas. At over 300 at AAA. Big swing though, and that's what he's known for, is Vivas at 100 finds himself in a 2-strike hole.
A high contact guy in the minor leagues. Different setup for him. You'll see him in a regular stance and for some odd reason then brings those hands way up and across, and it could be conducive to a long swing. I think they're allowing him to see how it works here at this level.
On the play. Dominguez go ahead run at third. Vivas a high chopper foul. Okay, once Dominguez starts to get those wheels, he can move.
Yes, he really can. He's been clocked by StatCast at well over 30 feet per second, which is considered elite. Anything 28 and above by that measurement is considered top shelf.
Does he have another 100-mile-an-hour bullet in him? He fires high. At 100, but out of the zone.
Francisco Lindor telling Nemo maybe come in a couple steps. With that velo, you could get a jam shot towards left.
3 career RBIs for Vivas. And a good take. Got a little Soto in him. He's barking at himself. Evened up at 2. This is Stanek's guy. You don't want to have Goldschmidt come up with the bases loaded. Had a big hit yesterday. But he's gone full.
Can't watch.
"24 years old, Vivas, biggest spot of his major league career. And he got jammed, but he stays alive."
Pitch number 26 of the inning coming up.
There's that jam shot, Eddie, you were talking about, but it goes to the seats. It feels like with every pitch, Vivas' confidence may be rising a little bit. Contact on 100. Stays alive. Acuna gives it a look.
And he's getting in there. Every pitch so far that's been a fastball over 100. Time to go to that splitter.
You can't walk him.
And you can't let one get past the catcher. On the ground, Alonso. What did he do? He threw it away. It wasn't close, and the Yankees have the lead as Alonso air-mailed it to home. Dominguez's speed went on contact. Alonso fielded it cleanly, but no chance.
This is why you do the contact play. You have speed on third base. You make them make the play. Alonso short arms it. Airmails it.
And the Mets all season long, it's been in the scouting reports, they're just bad at turning grounders into outs. First run of the game scored on an infield error at third. And now Pete Alonso on the throw. It's a weakness that most people just do not realize.
Pitch at bat. Vivas got the ball in play. It's a fielder's choice with an error charge to Alonso. And the Yankees have a 3-2 lead, and you know that the polar bear is beating himself up a little bit right now. Goldschmidt's got a chance to really change it. Swings at the first one and sends it foul behind home.
Well, you said it, Carlos. Carl, with the speed of Dominguez on third, it would have taken a quick play. You would have had to make that play and make a good throw right on the money to get him out. And Alonso had to rush just a bit. That's what caused the ball to sail.
Mets defense cost him tonight. 2 errors in this game led to runs.
Can I call you Carlos from now on? Sure.
I was thinking the same thing.
When Eduardo's mad at me, he calls me Carlos.
Carlitos.
Yes. Goldschmidt back up the middle. That's an RBI. Paul Goldschmidt continues a phenomenal season. And now the Yankees have a 4-2 lead. RBI single for Goldschmidt.
One thing that Paul Goldschmidt has been excellent at all season long has been the pitch up in the zone. He has mashed that pitch. Where is this pitch? It's up in the zone and out of the zone, and he can still get to it. Short, quick, compact.
Wow, got on top of that. Yeah, it hurts.
It does hurt, especially if you're Alonso tonight. Sunday Night Baseball, Alonso, he did everything right, and then he short-armed it, and it sailed high and wide. Look at Alvarez, he had zero chance on it. Dominguez, his speed was a factor, not only in his ability to get to third base, but to put pressure. And the frustration for the Mets fans, the elation for the Yankee fans, seen at the viewing party down at the World Trade Center area. So it's 4-2, and Cabrera now in to face Grisham.
Outside.
Doesn't get that, it's 1-0. Tell you, not an easy pitch that Goldschmidt drove back up the middle for the insurance run.
Came in hitting .375 on elevated pitches. He's been so good, 4th best in the American League.
Aaron Judge, as they have runners at first and second. Average continues to be over 400. 2-0 to Grisham. 2-1. You feel for Alonso on that throw and that error. He's not been alone tonight in the defensive miscues. 2 balls and a strike. Vivas at second base.
That's also the difference in baseball, right? There's nowhere to hide. You can't get the ball again and shoot, make a shot. You can't. You just gotta wear it.
Yep. Until the next game, or your next plate appearance, try to do something with the bat. Ball. Full count, and much of this crowd of 48,000 has obviously stayed, given it was tied coming into this inning. And they are hoping to see Aaron Judge come to the plate one more time.
Ball 4.
And they will, as Grisham walks to load him up for Judge. MVP chants start to ring down. Take strike 1. Two errors and 8 walks, and just crazy numbers from Judge. Comical numbers.
Nope.
He held up, evens it up 1-1.
Cabrera has to try to keep that ball down in the zone. Judge hits it hard. They're hoping it'll be on the ground so they can turn 2.
Oh boy, that looked very appetizing for Judge, floating in there. There's a napkin out there between the plate and the pitcher's mound. You wonder why they haven't moved that.
Well, just don't do that again. If you're the Mets, you're cringing. You're the Yankees, please do it again.
Yep.
Yeah, he looked like he went. They get Judge, and they will strike out Judge. Well, you didn't envy Cabrera in that situation, but he got away with the hanger, and then he got Judge to commit.
A rare chase from Judge this year. It's what he's done so well, is lay off of those breaking balls out of the strike zone.
They stay loaded for Bellinger with 2 down. Swings and sends one to right. That sends Soto back. He is on the track. He reaches. It's a grand slam. contributions tonight of Fried, Goldschmidt, and Bellinger, difference makers. Touch of all time for Cody. That's his 7th, and he now has 26 RBIs. It's 8-2 Yankees.
Cody Bellinger, who took the first pitch in the last 3 at-bats, this time jumped all over it.
What a souvenir for that young man. A Subway Series granny from Bellinger.
See the look on that kid's face?
I know, he knows what he has.
What a pick-me-up after Judge strikeout. Cody Bellinger, left on left.
He's been known to go yard with the bases loaded. For Bellinger, that's his 9th career grand slam.
For Cabrera, you have now joined the Porched Club. Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
I take it you're on it?
It's a rite of passage.
You do it more than once, you get the porch, and then you get the front deck, then you get the whole house, and if you keep getting hit.
We'll take a seat on the front porch.
Amazing what this will look like on the back pages. When it was 2-2 entering the 8th, and the Yankees have played in 6. Pretty good night for Brian Cashman, by the way.
All the guys they pivoted on.
Exactly.
When Soto signed with the Mets have had a pretty good night here. And one thing about Cody Bellinger, he had 18 home runs last year. In the overlay of Yankee Stadium, that would have been 24. So yes, that swing is a perfect match for that porch.
It's all yours, my man. All yours, son.
Inside.
Inside to Volpe. You said porched. It was a homer in Cincinnati, Detroit, Philadelphia, and Tampa Bay. The current Tampa Bay? Yes.
That's right.
So 2 Yankee parks.
The mini-me.
The mini-me.
Nope.
Memory of a lifetime for that young man.
Oh, without question. Well, it's Gary Cole. You know, when he becomes a Yankee 15 years from now, that kid, he'll be able to show that. I had a ball here on a grand slam. Now I'm going to play right field for the Yankees. Aaron Judge, a rare chase, sets up the stage for Cody Bellinger. Ding dong, pitch is dead. And barring a miracle comeback, the Yankees are going to take this series. Half of them are standing, half of them are sitting. What a great city. What a great night here in the ballpark. Nine career grand slams, an awfully impressive number for a former Little League World Series star, now Major League Baseball star. And the East Coast, Cody Bellinger, has helped the Yankees to an 8-2 lead. As Hill is now on the lefty for the Yankees.
It's Cody Bellinger's signature moment as a Yankee so far.
Yep.
2.
Nimmo, foul ball off of Hill. Mets won all 4 games last season in the Subway Series. Nimmo, Beatty, Alvarez due up here for the Mets as the air has been sucked out of the balloon thanks to a 6th-run 8th inning. 5 of those runs were unearned. Biggest play of the night that will be replayed and reviewed was Pete Alonso's throw home in an attempt to get Jason Dominguez. You can stream every out-of-market MLB game. It's available at a new low price, $139.99. Blackout other restrictions will apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. It's going to be a summer of baseball love, but we'll have to see how the Knicks do in the NBA playoffs. They rekindle their rivalry with the Indiana Pacers. OKC destroyed Denver today. The Western Conference Finals are set as well. And Nimmo, who's just been soft serving, the Hill pitches the other way.
Kind of can't wait till these teams meet again, right, in Queens?
100%, right? I agree. Looking forward to next Sunday night's game. The Dodgers will be at Citi Field as Nimmo takes one. You go Dodgers or the field guy as far as World Series goes?
Originally, I was a Dodgers guy.
Now you're the field guy?
Can I change my vote?
Of course. It's Sunday night.
And you can change it again later, too.
After a rough weekend for the Dodgers.
Been a rough weekend around baseball. Brandon Hyde let go by the Baltimore Orioles. Philadelphia Phillies, we'll say Alvarado, an 80-game suspension for performance-enhancing drugs. That's a big blow to the Phillies. He will not be eligible for the postseason should they get there. Hill has now thrown a dozen pitches to Nimmo. And we're only 2-2.
Well, Nimmo's certainly a first-team All-American on our microphone team.
Yes.
Without a doubt. Love his voice. He's got a future anywhere he wants.
I mean, he keeps this up. We can talk about the rest of the stuff that happened all this week in Major League Baseball. 13 pitches so far.
Well, it's quite clear that the velocity is such that Nimmo sees it really well and can wait on it for a long time and serve one out to left, which he does here. And Bellinger finally is there to put that one away. Got to check, right, Coney? You always got to see the right fielder, how far he's going. Is he stopping? Is he stopping short of the wall? Is he leaping? How high is he leaping?
Pinstripes suit him well.
That's the best part about it right there. Aaron Judge struck out right before and still top step.
Volpe throws out Beatty, and they're one out away. Yeah, that's a great quality, and it's a good point because Aaron Boone made it to us. One thing about Judge is that he is very willing to share the spotlight with anybody that performs on his team. It does not have to be about him, and he had just struck out badly, and it led to the grand slam from Bellinger. You mentioned the most important thing for him, get me to a World Series again and let me win one.
Yes.
And you know, one thing that I did miss when we went into the Yankee clubhouse is the smile of Oswaldo Cabrera. You know, just get better. Mejorate. You know, just injured in Seattle.
Nope.
Tough injury. But we know that you're going to bounce back.
Yeah, we all wish him the best, no doubt. Coming up, Sports Center right after the game. 2 Sunday night games, 7s. OKC pounds Denver. Kendrick Perkins is joining the show as that ball rolls foul. He'll give you his first impressions of the Western Conference Finals. The Leafs are on home ice up north. Do they have enough to edge out the Panthers? And Scotty Scheffler continues to do his best Tiger Woods impression. Scotty, his major count continues, destroying the field at the PGA Championship. KC, Kevin Connors, Christina Alexander on ESPN and the ESPN app. Baseball fans in New York treated to an outstanding 3-game set. Don't let the 8-2 score fool you.
Nope, out.
I thought the Goldschmidt at bat was as impressive as any of them short of that grand slam. That was jumping on top of that fastball to keep a phenomenal season going for a rejuvenated Goldie.
He's been so quick with his hands, and he was embarrassed with what happened in the first half of the season last year. He really turned it around in the second half, and the Yankees noticed. They grabbed him immediately.
On the ground, Volpe across the diamond. The Yankees will take 2 of 3 in this Subway Series. Behind a grand slam from Bellinger, they beat the Mets 8-2.
See you in Queens. 2 really good teams. The Mets are for real. That Yankees offense is for real. And that guy right there leading the way tonight.
What a night for Bellinger. A double, a couple of walks, single, a grand slam in there. 6 RBI, and the smiles continue for the team in pinstripes. The Mets lead in the NL East down to a half game over the Phillies. The Yankees continue to be the cream in the American League East. For Eduardo Perez, David Cohen, Buster Olney, our entire crew, I'm Carl Ravitch. You have a super night. After the break, Sports Center, Kevin Connors and Christina Alexander. The Yanks win it